Let's blend again. We will be focusing on character movement, or put it like this, the character abilities in general. So we will leave the cube and the default and everything alone. So once you have Blender set up, I'm using version 2.71. You will know why later on in the series. So first thing we need to do is first get our cube. Also we need to go to Blender Game, set our scene to game, set our workspace to game logic, and our cube needs to be physics needs to be set. We're going to use character and actor. Now we need to make sure our cruiser is in the center. To double check that, hang on, I will turn on my um, screencast. We will go to we will hit Shift S, and we will select cruiser to center. We will then hit Shift A, or to add a plane, and we will scale it. We want to add a material to our plane. Take the material away from our cube, but we're going to add that material to our plane. We're going to name this ground. Okay. Sorry about that. My computer is old and slowly dying. We're going to name our object ground. Do note we will be working in the same file. Okay. We're going to set our we're going to hit Alt G because we want our sun out of the way. Hit N to open this little side panel here. Go to your transform. We want the location about 256, seems okay. Also, before we continue, come down here to your space view. Like right now we're looking at the solids, like how we view our 3D objects. We have textures. It's just, so now our texture is all black. You want to come to shading, click here, and select GSL. Now the only reason it's still black is because your lamp is set to point. Point is like a torch light setting. You can click sun. Well, here, let me add a material to our ground. Uh, we want green, or whatever color you guys are wanting to use. It can be desert. I'm using green. And there we go. Also, if you bring your sun down just a little more, so if we sit up here, click the invisible line, and we just drag it down some, a shadow is like bound to pop up. This is taking forever. Let's do 10. See? At the bottom. So if you want that shadow, you can keep your light there. Um, but I want mine up some, at least out of the way. All right. Focusing. Select your cube. Now we are going to be using Python. Also hit um N to get rid of your property. Make sure you're in your logic space. So we're going to be using Python to make our cube move, and for our camera. So speaking of camera, let's go ahead and grab that. Hit Alt G to put it in the center. Alt R to clear the rotation. And I'm trying to think. So we will bring it up. Let's add some height. Also for measurements, if you want to do exact measurements like 2 meters or 2 feet or 1 inch or 1 foot or whatever, so you can keep track of distance, be like, oh, it's only like 2 steps away, kinda, I think, but whatever. See, me, I'm gonna be using Imperial because in Imperials you will be able to have more space to work with than meters, because 2 meters is like 6 feet. Okay, we got our earth. Where's the camera? Come over here to your outliner, and there's your camera. Also, we need to rename our cube to player. Come over to our camera, hit Z so we can see it. All right. So be aware, we're going into 7. This is what this is the y-axis, this is the x-axis. This will always be what it is, true no matter what, in global. If we go local, so if we come down here to our little panel in the 3D space, and we go local, and we hit and we select our cube and go R Z 90, it turned. So that means the cube is facing this way. So this would be kind of like our forward kind of thing. So when we hit 1, our cube is facing this way to turn. Facing this way to go forward. So if I just hit Alt R, it goes back. So we want to be able to hit R X90. There we go. Now, we want to parent our camera to our cube, and we are going to select your camera first, then your cube, then you're going to hit Control P and select object. We don't want anything fancy. You can pull it up or do eye level, just to whatever works with you. Go to Z. Now, if you go into wire mode, do note your texture mode will not return immediately. You'll just go to solid, because that's the two things that it toggles between. Um, okay, we got that done. So now for movement, we are going to be using Python. So we're going to click Alt, go to Always, and we're going to select True. So it'll know, okay, this is how we're always going to work and always going to move. Going to select our script. Now I am prepared because I was studying this, but then I like to keep the things in my files. I have like text documents of these. So now, so you should already be in your game logic space. You want to be kind of like this right now. Uh, Here's your text editor. So we're gonna go to templates, Python, and we want game logic simple. We're gonna select the end of 15 and go all the way up to the beginning of 9, and we're gonna hit backspace. So all this is okay. This, you don't really want to mess with this. This is just import BGE. You're saying like import all this stuff from Blender game engine kind of thing. Define the main function. This is what I want you to do, and you basically defining what your controllers are, or abbreviations, or I think it's abbreviations. I can't think of what they call them. I think it's acronyms. I think it's acronyms, and it's like these are kind of like variables are equal to the controller. So um this is the controller. So basically, when we're using Python, I'm assuming this is saying like get what's connected to the controller kind of thing, and what owns the controller. So basically we're using always. So also, on the side, if you can see the little white thing, yes, I have my scripts prepared and ready. So basically, let's just go over that. I'm not gonna copy and paste. It's best that I'm trying to learn this and study it myself. So, okay, all of this is going to help make our character move. So the controller is basically this, and own is the owner of the controller. So basically, always is the controller of the owner, or put like, but actually it's, the Python itself, or I know it's confusing. I have a friend, Anomalous Zero. He'll be going over that and like explain it more. I'll send him everything. So now this is what we're going to do. We are going to define our keyboard because this is going to be a keyboard game. I can do controllers, only Xbox. I'm sorry, that's all I got. But if you have a PlayStation and you can make it work somehow, by all means, save it, go make a tutorial of it for yourself or do whatever, yada yada. But yeah, so we're going to be doing all of this and putting it over here. So first, what we need to do, we're not going to do, well, yeah, it would be wise to just go ahead. So BPY, you're trying to figure out what that is. Come over here. Is it right here? I think I can just take that out. But then again, I might just leave that in. Because it was working when I do that. Oh, this keeps popping up because my computer is dead. See? No battery detected or whatever. Moving on. So here we go. We're going to import BPY just in case. You never know when it's safe or not. Import BPY. Coming down here to line 9, we are going to first. Oh, 10. Well, as long as there's that space between it. But, yeah. So, import BPY. There's too much space between this. Delete. There we go. So, yeah, we're still on 9. Anywho, so first, you can do either one, gravity or your keyboard logic first. But the gravity is like when you jump, it won't seem like it's lagging when it's falling, kind of thing. So here we go. BGE dot logic dot set gravity. Again, you want to keep typing things in. Don't copy and paste all the time because you never know when oop, your computer might crash on you or um when the tutorial you'll follow, the guy, he took out down all his videos because people probably weren't crediting him, or he just thought nobody was using it, so I might as well take it down. Or maybe he might be doing a makeover and we just don't know. So I want parentheses. I'm going to go ahead and tell you I don't know what the parentheses are for. But then again, I feel like it's like some kind of details to math or whatever. I'm sorry. I'm liking the knowledge. But I do listen, trust me, I do listen. So, this is like messing with the gravity of the game itself. So basically, we import the Blender game engine. So now we're messing with the Blender game engine logic of the gravity for gravities. So then that's basic. So this is the first one is X, the second one is Y, the third one is Z. That is always nothing else, nothing more. So we're basically trying to add more force down because if it's less force, then or if this is less, like less negative, and the reason it's negative is because the way that the arrows are pointing, those are the positive sides. Hi, Smores. Okay. And the reason why I got it all the way down to negative 60 is because it adds more weight to the object and you want it on that object. So like for instance, sand in Minecraft, if you were to delete the other sand underneath it, it will fall down, and then you already got your collisions or your detections and stuff on your player in the sand to crush your player so they can receive damage. So yeah, that's how that would work. So now we got our gravity set up. We want to go ahead and do our keyboards to set up. So we want keyboard. So we're actually defining the physical keyboard that we are using to You know what? Let me turn off screencast real quick because that is kind of annoying. I will turn it back on, or I will keep saying what I am doing. So keyboard, we're defining our actual physical keyboard that we touch to play the game. So we'll go to BGE, again, importing the Blender game engine's information brain or and whatnot, dot logic, dot keyboard. Okay, that's done. Now, this is the part where we are going to name all the keys. Stop before you break the blinds. Stop. Thank you. Um, so we're going to name all the keys that we are going to use. But as we name one key, we're going to go ahead and type out the active, the input activeness and all that stuff in the events. So it would go W key is equal to BGE dot logic dot K caps lock dot underscore input underscore active. Oop. Then it's gonna be like keyboard. I really want to test my memory. That events. Hmm. Keyboard that events. And this is why you want to try and practice BGE events. Okay, okay, I know it from here. BGE events, and it's like this. Yep. Also, when you go to another window, make sure you select this window. Always keep your mouse over here because if you come over here and hit space or whatever, it won't go because you're in. Get down, down before you hurt yourself. So, if I hit space over here, yeah, it's not gonna work. But if I click over here, yeah, it works. Stop. It works. So, again, we want bracket. Fooling around with sports. Uh, BGE events W key. Mm. I thought I had it. Ooh. Again, click BGE dot events W key. Dot W key. I'm gonna hit tell you right here and now. I do not know why. Well, I know one thing's for sure. It's like a simple thing, but the capitals is kind of like when you have like W key, you normally put space between that, but I think I want to say like the reason why it's capitalized is like for instance, this is why. So let's say WSAD and then we put movement. It's kind of I want to say it's kind of like one of those things where you can't use space in certain words or certain parts of Python. So you have to do this. So the game would be like, okay, so this is one thing or something. But yeah, again, I'm gonna have anomalous zero explain all that to you guys. So now, ooh, so now we're going to okay. So now we're gonna define the rest of the keys. It's just the same thing over and over again, but different keys. So we'll put S. Oop, no, not you. You. Put the S. S key equals BGE dot logic dot K caps KX underscore input underscore active keyboard, lowercase, you, keyboard dot events side bge dot events dot s key. Then we're gonna go down a. So if you want the positive side first, that would be D. If you want the negatives, if you just want to do A because WSAD thing, by all means. Yeah. So S key, I mean A key. So yeah, you're just basically typing, kind of typing the same thing, just changing the keys you're touching. Logic dot kx underscore ooh, caps lock input active underscore key lowercase keyboard dot events yep. Ooh, bge dot events dot a key. Keyboard lowercase. There. So now we got all our keyboards defined. Now to do the fun part, the part that you've all been waiting for, making them work. So it is simple. Also, to help you, you want your window toggle system. This thing snitches when you do something wrong. So, mm, what is this from? Oh, yeah, this is from previous when I was working. So, yeah, this is a good example. So, uh, this was from when I had already tested it to make sure I was doing everything right, and you can see I was failing terribly. Don't judge me because at least I went back and tried to fix it. So it will tell you like in your module where line 28 is, or put it like this, right now the module will be line 20. So in that module, you need to go and take a look at line 25 because the D key is not defined. In other words, you see how that K is lowercase? It's not supposed to be lowercase. It's supposed to be capitalized. So yeah, it won't work with lowercase things. So yeah. So also character motion enable on non-character object play falling back to simple motion. So it's making itself like what, we're not gonna do this ridiculous woman. We are about to switch your stuff to simple motion, so you're gonna have to put character motion on there. So yeah, it'll let you know when you messed up. So like it kept saying D key. It's trying to tell me straight up, hey, your K is lowercase, you dummy. So yeah, see, it's like why aren't you looking at this? Why? What are Can you not see that we're trying to tell you that you messed up? So yeah, that happened. Ooh. So you want to make sure you're at the end. So this is where we at right now. So uh yeah, always have your window toggle systems there so it'll let you know when you mess up. That's the one thing I like about Blender Game Engine. Anyways, onward. So, defining making them work, making it all come together. Also, I almost forgot. Come down here in your logic space, select the pretty little notebook and put that there. Now, dot py. I guess in case you're doing something else, because there's are other formats. Background job, add-on object, yada yada yada, export, UV. I mean, there's all that stuff. So in case you guys are going to be doing all that with your game, which I cannot do, I'm sorry, I can only do Blender Game Engine tutorials. My bad. Yeah. Anywho, back on subject. So yeah, make sure this is in. That way it'll work. And toggle will let you know, like, hey, idiot, do you not see that you messed up? Also, go into the 7 view. Make sure your Y is this way and your X is that way. That way you'll know for sure, like, yeah. Anywho, what are you doing? You trying to dance on the pole, crazy cat? Stop attacking the curtains. Uh, Anywho, focusing. I'm worried about her. So, making this work. If. So that's like debating, like, if, or really when I push this button, if W key, we don't need to put W key dot positive. We just, I think that's like other things. So if we hit this button, W key, we want own dot apply movement, and we're gonna do it's XYZ in that order. Parentheses, bracket. So this is Y, so we want 0, comma, 0.2, comma, 0, because we're not moving on either the, and that's what you get. You broke the curtains. Yes, crawling your shame, S'mores. Yeah, yeah. She broke the curtains, guys. Anywho, uh, on the apply movement. So 0 on the X because this is the W key. We want to go forward. Um, 0.2, that's how many steps or distance we want to go. And 0 on the Z because we're not jumping, we're just moving forward. So, comma, true. True is to make sure it stays in the local. And basically, you just repeat everything. Hang on. Messed that up. So then we go if, and we do the same thing for the rest of them. Kinda. But, different coordination, different positions. On that apply movement. Ooh, spell around. Spelling is very important. OMG, guys. I cannot stress this enough. Spelling is so important to the point where, like, when you do dialogue in Python, if you put .txt, Toggle System is going to get mad because Toggle System can't find the document you're thinking of. Toggle System is going to keep doing it. It's not going to work until you realize, hey, idiot, there's no document. Do you mean the object TEXT? So, just a, just a little fair warning. Because, it was mad about the D key. So, 0, comma, 0. Nope, we want negative 0 because we're going backwards. So the arrow, like I said, the way the arrow point is positive, the backwards is negative. So we want 0.2, comma, 0. This is gonna be quite the tutorial. I need to kind of move this along. True. If a key, semicolon, that apply move. So now we are going on X that is first. So we want negative 0 because we want the opposite way of the arrow. 2, comma, 0 point. Dope, just 0, comma. I'm sorry, I looked up at the others. That tends to happen to me. I mean, once I've copied certain things, It just happens. So true for local, backspace some. If the key, ooh, space, the key, semicolon, or colon, or whatever it is, on dot apply movement. Now I know you guys are like really excited for the. Oh, I forgot the bracket in this one. Yeah, be very careful. If you won't notice, Toggle will, and Toggle will not like you. 0.2, comma, comma, 0. Oh, that's an O. 0, comma, 0, bracket, comma, true. Alright, now time to play the game and see how we did. Mm, oh, Lord. What did I do wrong? Mm. Time to go see if Togo's complaining about 30. Line 19. If on that apply moment, 0 true. Hmm. So something went wrong. Okay. This is why we want to type mm, mm, mm. W key. If W key on that apply movement. Oh, see? Like I said, spelling. Spelling is everything. And look, it works. So hopefully you guys or didn't exactly copy me, but you like it's like okay, she's doing all this for the other ones. I need to go double check my spelling. So yeah. So now we got that out of the way. Time for the most deadliest part, the one part you guys all been waiting for. Look. Also, to make sure this is working, what we're gonna do, we are going to create our world. We're gonna add a sky. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come down here to our little world, and you're gonna pick a color. You can pick any gradients you want, any brightness, light, darkness, or whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna come over here some. Ooh, that looks good enough. Let's see. Yes. Oh, I forgot to add the box collision. Always have collisions bound. And ta-da. So do 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 do. I'm a fidgety cube. Move. Get out of the way. All right. Escape. Also, save. Save. We want to save our game. Save as. Let's blend game. You never know what we're going to come up with. You're just going to sit there in your shame, huh? You're going to relax in the broken curtain that you knocked down. Okay, so that is done. So we have our movement and we have all this. So now on to the fun part, the one part that really brought you guys here. Let's put also we want to put WSAD here so we know what that is. And WASD SAD move. Now onward. Now for the one you guys been waiting for, the mouse look. Hang on. We're gonna exit out of the. Oh, did we set our gravity? Yes, we set our gravity. Okay, now we're gonna exit out of that one. Save. Yes. Oh, the mouse look is the most complicated one. I tried to understand it. I studied it. It was hard, but I can understand most of it. I can understand most of it. I, I can't help you guys. Again, I'm gonna give this to Anomalous. If he can't crack it, then I guess somebody else can. First thing we want to do, we want to select the camera first, then the cube. If you select the cube first, then the camera is in reverse. You don't want that because do note when you click your cube again, what you share between these two will pop up on your cube. So, yeah, sometimes it would be wise to just add this last, but we'll figure that out. So, the add the mouse look thing last, but we'll figure that out later. So now we're just gonna select our camera first, then the cube, not in reverse because that just messes everything up. So camera, shift, cube, right click, shift, right click, making that clear. Okay, so now we want to go ahead and get a new template. Same thing, game logic simple. We're going to start at the end of 15, go all the way up to the beginning of 9. Please get out of the way. Move. Alright, we are not going to copy and paste everything because you guys really need to. I want everybody to know typing is the way to learn or, examine. So, first, what we are going to do, we are going to add an always sensor to our camera. I hope I'm remembering this. We're gonna select true. Then we're gonna add the Python controller to our camera. Whew. I know I feel like I'm risking this. Alright, now I know that there is a motion and a motion for this. I'm sorry guys if this seems like she doesn't know what she's doing, but at least I'm trying to share it. I did one thing and I got it right. It took me a minute. Okay, I'm gonna open a recent file. I'm trying to make sure I do this right. So it's Z then X. Okay, so we're going backwards. Z then X, and I want to make sure. All right. So Z then X. So this is R O T Z. Then this is R O T X. All right. Now this is important because it has to do with the rotation kind of thing. So it's gonna be messing with the rotation. So X. Okay, I get it now. So get this. This is how it works. We're gonna be rotating on the Z axis with our character's body. Like our character, the player is gonna be rotating while on the Z axis. So he'll be turning, doing his little 360s and stuff, while on the rotation X, the camera's gonna be looking up and down. Okay, I know. You guys are like, "Oh wow, this is our tutorial person." All right. Ooh, 38 minutes in. At least I am trying to share. All right. First, we need to import some things from BGE, the game engine itself. So we're going to from import no, from BGE. So we're actually taking stuff out of the Blender game engine to bring into this game or the script. Get out of the way. BGE, we want to import some logic. So I feel like I'm thinking this might be the logic bricks. It makes sense, but then again, it might just be from the Blender game engine's files or the system itself. And then we're gonna go from BGE import render. This is actually I want to say, I don't know. My assumption, not mine, go to BGE. I want to say it's like processing the image or because we're looking through the camera kind of thing, you know? And now we're going to be importing math utils because there is math in the script utils. From math utils, we want to import some vectors. I have no idea what that is. I am sorry. Again, Anomalous Zero might be able to explain because he took uh computer science, and I thought you guys would probably feel better with somebody who took computer science telling you what to do or what it means. Also, in this, we want our mouse to show. We will be in this series as we make this game, as we work in this one file. We want the mouse to show because I'm still kind of working on deer sensors kind of thing. But then again, the character thing should help with the near sensors. But whatever. Focusing on this now. We'll worry about the mouse and everything else later. So we want the mouse for now. We will do custom mouse later because in this script the mouse will be in the center of the camera right here. It will be in the center of that, and so it's kind of like, oh, it's gonna be shooting and all that stuff, yada yada. And I plan to make the mouse custom and whatnot. I don't know. Well, I'll just figure it out along the way. She is asleep in the curtain. This cat is crazy. Focusing. Don't worry about s'mores. So again, showing the mouse. We're gonna render. Can you get out of the way? Render dot show mouse, and I'm assuming the one means because there's only one mouse. We will figure out the rest later. Going down. Alright, so we're here. What are we gonna do? We are gonna define a mouse. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot. I think it's actually a mouse sensor. I messed up. Yep, it's a mouse sensor. We want mouse. Title this lowercase mouse. There. We want mouse movement. I almost screwed up again. And we want to put, we want to put mouse look. So we know what it is instead of that because you never know what else you're going to have. So we're going to put that. 14. Okay. This is going to be hard. Well, not really. First, we're going to define our sensors, our actuators, and then after that, we're gonna be activating our we're gonna activate our actuators like constantly so they can keep running for a while. Then we're gonna do a lot of rendering. We're gonna work on our screen center, the mouse positions, and that's when the math kicks in. Again, I don't know what this all means. I just had these saved from a while back before the guy who was doing the tutorials were taken down. Uh, on that controller. So now we're going to do our mouse sensor. Mouse is equal to, or when we type mouse in the script, we want you to know that we mean the controller sensor, lowercase, sensor named mouse. Titled mouse. Come on now. Broken computer. Now everything is parentheses for a reason because if it wasn't, it wouldn't work, or I don't know, something just weird happens. Sorry guys. So then we're going to go down and we're going to define our actuators. Right? So when we type reptile X, we actually want you to mess with the actuator that is actu- one of the sensors named mouse. Now one of the actuators name ROT. Ooh, parentheses. I mean quotation. ROTX. Then we're gonna do the same for ROTZ. Uh, that there's quotation T Z. Okay, so we're done defining that. Now to activate our actuators so they can move when we move the mouse. Const that controller activate. So we're telling our controller what to do. Controller activate. Um, in parentheses. So I'm assuming that the brackets and the parentheses are different. So I don't know. Again, Anonymous will explain that. Let's just move on. So, parentheses ROTX there. Then we want to activate Z ROT. Oh, I'm not gonna get any money. Okay, now for the renders. So this is where it's kind of like math, or I think it's geometry, where you had the little graph and the coordinations. So this is where we start using math. So x, which is a variable now, is equal to the render. I'm thinking get window width is probably like get the width of the camera, the window view that we'll be looking at through the camera. Get window. She is like peacefully sleeping. Where's my phone? Oh, I wish I could take a picture. If I move, she's gonna jump. Oh, this is so pretty. The window width. Okay, again, defining the width of our x and y coordinates for the math. La, la, la. Mm, the other way. It's 2. And for y, we're going to get the height. Mm, mhm, mhm, mhm. Then the screen center is going to equal x. This is where math comes in. So the center is equal to vector times screen center. And then the mouse position, we want this to be in the center of the screen. It's going to equal vector mouse position. And I think this is where the multiplying comes in. Nope, that's the offset. Okay. So yeah, this is the math part. Also, make sure there is no space behind anything because that will make toggle mad, very mad. So now we're gonna go offset is equal to, I don't know what offset is. So so now we're gonna do the mouse position. We're gonna take the mouse position minus center times, which is shift 8. Ooh, shift 8 negative 0.002, and then I think this is where ooh, I put it at the wrong end. Control, is it X? Yes, and then I can just Control V. Yeah, make sure there is no space behind anything. Okay, then we're gonna rotate X dot D rot. So rotation. I don't know why there's a D again, anomalous. Offset Y. I forgot to put something in parentheses. Y 0 comma 0 bracket, same thing. It's equal ooh, it's equal to, I forgot something. No, I'm good. No, I'm not. 0 comma 0 comma offset dot x. Oh, I forgot the space, that's why. Now we're going to save the file because we should have been doing that. We're going to go into Z. We're going to zoom out some. And now all we need to do is render the mouse. Set mouse position X, Y. So now if we hit play, it works, see? Now the mouse is going to be a little shaky. I'm sorry for that. Um, Hopefully I can find help on getting that fixed. Oh wow. I forgot to turn the specular off on the ground. So we go to our material. We want to select the ground. Or we can go over here and do that in the outliner. Come down and turn the specular all the way off. Turn up the intensity. Hit P. And look. Ta-da! The specular's gone. Oh look, we can look down at ourselves. Isn't that cool? Something neat. I wonder what happens if we look. Ooh, what on earth? Did we look at ourselves? Yeah. Oh, so in other words, it rotates all the way back to where we can just look at ourselves and like selfie. But yeah, that's pretty neat. That's really, really neat. So yeah. Um, hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial on how to set up your character. Um, if there's anything else you would like me to add, by all means, I don't mind adding it. Mm, so have a great day. I want to see what the time is. Ooh, almost an hour. I'm gonna get better. I'm gonna get better.